This is where we start today. Black walnut, 3/4 of an inch square, 2 inches long, rough edges, sharp corners. It doesn't look like much, but I know what's inside, and by the end of this, so will you. Let's talk, create, and explore the quiet power of making things. Hey there. I'm Ellen. Welcome to Sawdust and Friends, Carved from Life. This is episode 6, and today we're turning 2 black walnut pen blanks into a Slimline pen. They're cross grain, so we're going against the grain of the wood. And I've been thinking about this blank all week. Not just, as a piece of wood, but as a mirror. Because I think a lot of us are feeling like this right now. Dark, rough around the edges, sharp corners, not yet the thing we're meant to be. But here's what I know about this blank. The beauty is already in there. It just needs the process. So the first thing we do is mount the blanks on a mandrel. We turn on the lathe, and the first thing that happens is it gets violent. The gouge hits those sharp corners, and chunks start flying off. Not little shavings, but chunks. Because cross grain doesn't cooperate at first, it resists. It chips, and it fights back. And I thought about that this week. How much of life feels exactly like this right now? We're showing up, we're doing the work, and instead of things smoothing out, things are flying off in chunks. That's not failure, that's the process. The corners have to come off before the cylinder can emerge. So, you stay with it, you switch to a finer gouge, and something starts to happen. The cross grain starts to show itself. Black walnut turned cross grain catches the light differently. The pattern that emerges is unexpected, unpredictable, and something that could only have come from going against the expected direction. The cross grain is not the flaw, it's the feature. And now we sand. 80 grit first, rough, aggressive, still removing, still smoothing. Then the finer, 120, 150, 220, 320, 400. Each grit does something the previous one couldn't. You can't skip grits. You can't jump from 80 to 400 and expect the same results. The work has to happen in order. We want to skip the rough grits. We want to go straight to the smooth. We want the polish without the process. But the 80 grit moments, the rough ones, the ones that take off more than you expected, those are what makes the 400 grit possible. You can't get to the smooth without going through the rough. And then the polish. Watch what happens. The dark chocolate deepens. The cross grain catches the light. And suddenly you can see every line, every figure, every mark this piece of wood has been carrying the whole time. It was always there. The polish didn't create it. The polish revealed it. And at the very end, Renaissance polish. A finishing wax, silky smooth, named for rebirth, named for the period in history when humanity came back to beauty after a long, dark time. When artists and makers said, "We are still here. We still believe in beauty." So we finish with the Renaissance. So that's episode 6 of Sawdust and Friends. Thank you so much for being here. If you're in the 80 grit stage right now, if life is rough and loud and nothing feels smooth yet, you're still on the lathe. The beauty is still coming. Don't step away from the process. And I'll see you in the shop. Stay curious. Keep creating. And remember, the most important thing you will ever create is your life.